Hi there, welcome to the Real Schools parent page. One of the big questions that I'd like to ask you today is, how do parents and schools get on the same page? Everybody tells me in the schools that I work with around Australia that it's really important for parents and teachers to be on the same page. One of the things that's really interesting though is that not many schools have actually bothered to write this mythical page. So the great part about your school is that they are a school that would very much like to write that page, and even better, they want to write it with you. My name's Adam Voigt. I'm the founder and director of Real Schools. Real Schools is an organisation that's been around for about 3 years now, and we're really interested in helping schools build, sustain and maintain highly productive and highly relational cultures around their school. We do it by working with schools over an extensive period of time because that's what it takes to build a culture. So when we get to that idea of how it is that we start to build a culture and what your school's doing about that, what they've done is sign up as a member of the Real Schools community. What do they get as members? As members, your school receives every month an article around the way that teachers practice. So it's about the work that they do, around the really important things about the way why you send your children to school. We find that the fundamental reasons that parents send their kids to school can be boiled down to two key themes. Number one is that you send your kids to school for learning. You send them to school for a great education. Number two is that you send them to school because you're hoping that we'll work together around building fantastic citizens. Young people who can go out into the world, do fantastic things, but also make the world a much better place. So what we do is send an article to teachers that helps them to be able to do those two pieces of critically important work. We also send an article to the leaders of the school so they can actually be focused, instead of working all the time on writing policy, writing newsletters, dealing with budgets, working with teams, so they can actually stop and think about what is the culture that they're creating in their school. And we write to them so that we give them something to think about in that space. And we also send them a video every month. So a 3-minute clip, just 3 minutes, that's a prompt to make us think about the way that we're doing that work around teacher practice, the way we're doing our relationship building, and the way we're making fantastic teaching and learning happen with your children. The great part about those resources that we're sending to the school is that they're yours too. So your school has a login that you can use yourself. You can come up to ask at the front desk of your school for who's the Real Schools coordinator. They'll provide you with some login information. You can get on the Real Schools website and make sure that you get access to those articles about teacher practice, to those articles around cultural leadership, and also to those videos that help us build a successful school community culture. And the really wonderful part about that is that you're then beginning to write the page with the school. And that's what we find is that for many schools, they can hammer away on better teaching and better programs in our schools, but it's only when we actually get our parents and our teachers on exactly the same page and really understanding the important work that we do that you can really make a difference. There's a couple of other things that you can do to make a difference. If this message interests you at all, you're already on the Real Schools website most likely, so have a good look around at all the resources and things that are available to you. You can also follow Real Schools on Facebook, so look up Real Schools Australia and you'll find us there. We've got over 2,500 now educators and parents from around Australia who are receiving posts and receiving information about really good work in schools from all around the world. You can follow us on Twitter, you can send us an email, and the email address is at the bottom of the screen now. It's info@realschools.com.au. If you send us an email about that, we'll send you a free ebook so that you can understand what comprises a really great school culture. But the most important thing that you can do is to get in a conversation with somebody at your school. And if you can actually walk up to the school and say, I'd like to chat about what's happening with this Real School stuff. Could we talk about one of these articles? Could we have a look at one of these videos together? Can we get on the same page about the way that we're making great teaching and learning happen and the way that we're working together to build fantastic citizens? Your school's a fantastic school. It's a school that understands the big task. It's a school that understands that we need to focus on it despite many, many other things that are going to be asked of us in schools. But the great part is they know that it's important that we do it together. Step up, ask a question, get involved, make a difference, enjoy your Real Schools experience. Bye for now.